Hi guys, this is Gina again with another layout, and today I'm doing a layout using the Amy Tan stitched paper and a lot of scraps from that same collection. And I'm using that background paper. It's the turquoise and the white with the V's on it, maybe like birds. So that's going to be my background. And I'm using two photos today, and I'm showing you there. I used the Love You a Latte Cricut cartridge to print out this Frappuccino cup, or cup of Frappuccino, and I cut it out at 5 inches in case you're wondering. And what I did with that cup, all I did was I printed out the foam, not the foam, the whipped cream from the top, for the top, and then the background in the craft color, and then the oval that's gonna have my, not title, but it's gonna say frappe to identify the drink. And then I inked the whole thing with the evergreen bow, and then I used my a brown marker just to go around the edges to make it stand out a little bit more. So that's what I did for that. And then for the rest of the stuff, I'm looking for a little something else to add. And I end up pulling there it is, the documentary. And I get that brown paper, the wood grain, and one of those speech bubbles. And I usually keep, if I like the collection a lot, I'll keep the scraps with it. That way, you know I could use a bunch of it if I'm missing a little piece or whatever. So I like to do that in a little baggie. I put all my scraps for the different collections. So then there, I'm just matting my photos on that brown wood grain. And I don't know what size they are. I think they're about 4 by 4. And I have those two pieces, and all I did was just cut them kind of, not sideways. I cut them from long to short, so kind of at an angle. And the one side is really skinny and the other side is fat, so I'm going to alternate on the top and the bottom. And meanwhile, I am using the Tim Holtz Distress, the little cube in evergreen bow, or bow, evergreen bow, not sure which. So I got the one on the top. This is for the bottom. And then I'm going to put my photos on, and I decide I needed something in the back to make that one pop up a little bit. So I got some of my fun foam. Some has adhesive on it because I ran it through my Xyron, and some does not, and I'll just use my ATG. So I put one little layer, and then I added a little more because it was a little too flat still. And even then, it's not very dimensional, even with those couple layers. So that piece I'm going to use to house my photos. That's going to span the whole length of the 12 by 12. I just cut it down a little bit. And it's the dash paper from that same collection that Amy Tan stitched. Oh, it looks like stitching, like stitched squares. So I have half a sheet of that. Sorry about that, I'm still sick. I know it sounds nasty. So I'm looking for some washi tape here, and I find some, it's Recollections and in the right color, and it says Adventure Awaits. And I add some to the top and the bottom of the layout. So I think I want to look not look, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I wanted to add that yellow's like rickrack paper, but I don't end up adding it. I like added another color and I just decided to stick with the white, the brown, and that turquoise color. Or craft color too. So I'm looking for, I don't know what I'm looking for in that Creative Memories book. Maybe an idea of what to do. Could be. I always look, but I never end up using the actual sketch or anything like that. I don't know. I just use it for, I don't know. I don't know why I use them or look at them because I never use them. I should. Maybe then I'd be more productive, right? So that's Beach Bubble. I just inked it, and that's where I'm going to put my journaling. And there was a, and that's just the Starbucks in Cozumel. And we got off on that. We got off at that port, and of course there was a Starbucks right there. So the kids are like, yummy, I want Starbucks. So not very adventurous, but hey, it's delicious, right? So I know I want to put that there. I added a little more dimension to it. Because it's going to go on top of that dimensional photo. So I didn't want it to, I want it to be the same, you know, so it's not kind of bent where it's just glued on and slapped to the back flat. If that makes sense to you, I hope so. So for that frappe, I'm going to end up choosing some blue, not blue, some brown circle stickers. Not sure where they're from. They're probably from a page kit or something from way back when. And I just had the alphabets. So I'm going to go ahead and spell out frappe on there. And those basic gray, I think they're Market Street. The turquoise is what I'm going to use for my title. And that's just perfect. So I tried that and it totally looks ugly, so I decided to, yep, use those little ones. Alright, so there's my alphas, and that's my title, Cold Treats. That's what it's going to be. So now I just have to decide where to put it. And I wanted to use more of that wood grain paper, so I'm going to use a piece on the top and a piece on the bottom. And I had cut it because I don't have much, and just to make it look like it spans the whole area behind the photos. And I don't like it like that on the bottom, and I am going to end up moving it down. I can't decide if I wanted it to be under the brown or over it. So I decide on putting the title, that second word there, actually on the wood grain. And I had to scoot it a little because it was too close to the edge and I couldn't fit my big old speech bubble. And these are sticky, and I checked and they were pretty sticky, but I'm probably gonna, before I put it in my album, I'm gonna have to glue them down just in case, because I'd hate for them to fall off. So there I am, just adding that with the journaling. A wood veneer, the sweetest thing is what it says, and that's from, I think it's Studio Calico. Some wood veneer I got it Tuesday morning. And then I took out some sequins as well, and that sequence is from Doodlebugs from the expo I went to. I got some from there. I think it was Doodlebug. I don't keep them in their individual containers. I just have them all sorted by color. So maybe not. So that one, I think I ripped off the piece of the backing for the A. So I'm going to have to glue that from the get-go. And there I had a little piece sticking out from the E I wanted to take off. So that's that. I'm going to ink the edges of my cup and add some dimension to that as well. Adding more of that Adventure Awaits washi there to the bottom so the cup has something to kind of sit on. I have a couple brads from my stash that, or I actually found 3 beige ones that I wanted to add. So I added those 3, used that little We Are Memory Keepers tool, and then added some washi just so it wouldn't poke through. And then I have that number 2 that's going to go up there by the frappe, that wood veneer. And that one says Crazy Cool, but that's going to go on the left. Yeah, right there. And then that one on top, The Sweetest Thing, is up there on the upper left. Then I'm going to add my sequins. And I debate about doing the cup, the sprinkles with the sequins, or with my Nouveau drops, and I decided on using my Nouveau crystal drops in the dark walnut. But you'll see with the pictures at the end, it doesn't look like it does at the end of this layout. I don't know if I stuck my hand in it or another page I put on top of it, but they totally got smushed and look kind of weird. But they still work. I like them. It kind of looks like I dropped sprinkles and they kind of bled, like they melted a little and they bled onto the whipped cream. So I'm okay with that. So just using my Scotch Quick Dry for the wet adhesive, ATG for my regular adhesive, and that just says Starbucks. That's where we were. And that'll do it, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to do my Nouveau and then that'll do it. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Yeah, I thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.